photograph that my partner actually took a couple of weeks ago. It's actually the tunnel from a recent video that I posted when we went to North Yorkshire. But I've decided to enter this open call that I've seen for the secret postcard sort of exhibition. And I just thought the theme was passages, and obviously this has got a tunnel at the end. So I just thought it'd be quite nice. And I've been wanting to do some brickwork for a while. I sort of go through phases where I get really into doing brickwork, but it's really repetitive and sort of can be a bit soul destroying when there's like 1,000 bricks to do in a piece. But yeah, I've been feeling like ready to give it another go, so I thought I would do this. So what I'm doing is I've just printed the photo out of the size I want it and pinned it against my window as a light box, because who needs a light box when we have the outside? And now I'm just sort of picking out all the details that I want to go in it, which is proving quite hard because I've done the easy bits and now I'm just trying to select the sides of the wall, and it is tricky. I think I'm going to loosely track the lines of the brickwork, and then I think when I get to the machine I'm just sort of gonna improvise it, but it's going to be really difficult because I obviously need to get that perspective in, so we'll see, I guess. And then also there's a lot of like moss and sort of plant matter coming in, so I'm going to machine embroider it obviously, and then I may add in some hand embroidery I think as well. Also the deadline for this is, what day are we on today? We're on Wednesday the 15th. The deadline is the 18th, which makes that this Saturday. I've got all day tomorrow to work on it, so I'm hoping to do most, if not all, of the sewing tomorrow. Maybe even start it today actually, once I've finished sketching this. The problem is that when I sketch it out, especially if it's something like this, my eyes need a break. So I can't just go straight from drawing all the details to then stitching it, because my eyes are just... When I did my degree, I was pretty sure I actually ruined my eyesight forever, and the first thing I did pretty much after graduating was go to the opticians. But they said I was fine. They said it's probably just strain, and I'm all right now, but I just know not to do too much on the old eyes. Right, let me show you. So I've started off doing these lines across roughly, and then I've just sort of filled in sort of circles where I think they should go, and it does actually look quite good. So I'm going to do the same on that side, and then we'll leave it at that for the line work, and any further detail I'll look at afterwards, and maybe put in via hand embroidery. I'm not sure what to do with this because obviously on the photo it is just black, but I'm not sure how that's going to translate. I may end up adding colour via watercolour onto the fabric, which I have done before. I think that might be the best way. So yeah, but that's the line work looking all right for now. So then the next thing that I want to do is take it off, because when I've got it on here you can see the light shining against it, and that gives depth. So I want to see what the depth looks like when it's just the white background. I think that looks pretty good actually. I think it's definitely got the depth. This perspective doesn't look too crazy. So I'll stitch that, and then we'll see about adding in colour embroidery by hand. And yeah, just go from there. Fabric. This was just a scrap, perfect size. Obviously I need it to have a little bit of overlap at the edges, which it does, So I'm just going to start doing that straight onto there. I've had an epiphany for the middle of the passage, and that is that I might actually cut it out so that there is nothing there and you could go straight through. Passage, you know? So yeah, but for now I'm just going to lay all the lines down. Then I'm going to think about a backing, and I might also put a layer of wadding in as well, just so it's not, just to give it a bit more substance, so it can be hung up nicely rather than, you know, flopping around. So let's stitch. I've just done the, I don't know if you can really see, the really fine cobbled bit of the archway, and my eyeballs are dry. Well, they're not dry now, they're watering now, but they were so dry. So let's just take it off and have a look, because if these cobbles don't look good, then the walls coming outwards are not going to look good. Okay, they look good. Bear with me. So that's how we're looking so far. If you've watched one of my videos before, you know that I usually like to do 2 lines of stitching. Like these, going backwards and forwards, that's actually 2 lines of stitching I've gone back on myself, and I just think it's chunkier. There on the cobbles I've only done 1 line, and I think I'll keep it that way, because otherwise it's just going to be so dense. I do need to go back in and do sort of go over a bit of lines, but I'll do the whole thing, then I'll turn it onto this side and go in and finish any gaps. So yeah, it's looking good. I am still nervous about these walls that come out, but that's come out all right, so let's just persevere. Okay, so that's how we're looking. I'm quite pleased with how these cobbles are looking. Obviously it's very busy there, but that's fine because that gives a perspective. So I just need to do that side and then fill out this sort of tree area. But I'm going to go for a walk first. I think I'm done. Well, I'm done with this part. Yes! So obviously I need to trim off all the like connecting threads, but that's looking pretty good, I think. So I don't know what to do. I'm definitely gonna cut out that middle bit because I think, yeah, it's cool, bit different, why not? I don't know what to do about introducing any colour or texture for the like moss on the brickwork. I feel like watercolouring it, I don't know if it'll look a bit random, and it'll then sort of like make it feel like the whole thing needs watercolouring. If you just put a few dabs of green on here, I think then the rest will look random. And I don't know if I do want to wash it full of colour. But then I think again the same thing with if I did like a little bit of fluffy hand embroidery, then the tree parts would look a bit sparse. I'm going to trim the threads and then see how it looks when it's blank, and we can just sort of go from there. Also quite mindful that I'm on a deadline. If I wasn't on a deadline to submit this for an open call, then I would just, you know, do whatever. But This is a lesson about always doing things last minute, isn't it? Okay, so here it is. I think I am going to watercolour it actually. I'd just give it like a real light wash of green up here, and then yeah, just add some touches in, and maybe a bit of browns as well. Not sure about down here. Obviously that, which sticks out quite a lot at the minute, is going. I also need to get some fabric for the back. I think I'll actually use an offcut of this that I used for this mat. Sew it together. I think I'm going to put a bit of wadding in the middle, and then it'll be good to go. I just need to embroider a little label for the back, but I'll watercolour this first, leave it to dry, then sort the rest. Now, if you know me, you know this is not the part that I thrive at, being exact. So I'm not sure how it's going to go. I'll just trim the edges down of this a little bit. So if you don't know, I'm submitting this for an open call, which is the Ilkley Secret Postcard exhibition. And it's an annual exhibition. I've never entered it before though. But basically everyone makes a postcard, and it can be any medium. Obviously I'm doing a textile one. And the thing is that it's exhibited like anonymously, so it won't have my name visible, which is why I've put it on the back there. And sometimes celebrities enter, like they've had Alan Titchmarsh enter before. I can't think of any others. That woman off Coronation Street, I can't remember her name. So yeah, so the idea is that you don't know whose it is, so you just buy it based on if you like it, which is something we need more of. So yeah, it goes on a display for like 2 days, and I believe it's on display online. And then if you like it, you can buy it, and all the money goes to charity basically. So hopefully it'll get accepted. They don't all get accepted from what I gather. They must have quite a lot of entries. So if it gets accepted, hopefully it'll get sold, and I'll never see it again, because it will have, you know, someone will have bought it for charity. So I just thought it was like a nice little project to do. Right, so we'll get to the messy stage now. So these two are going right sides together. I'm going to sew around, I'm going to leave a little gap there so I can turn it back the right way, and then I'll top stitch it and sew that gap up. Now to incorporate my wadding, those go right side together, and then I'll put my wadding on there on the wrong side, so then when I turn it inside out, that wadding then goes inside. Does that make sense? But first I need to cut the hole in the wadding. Or do I just sew it together, sew the wadding on, and then just cut the hole out of the wadding before I turn it the right way. I might do that, because then if I do it, cut the hole now and it moves while I'm sewing, it's going to be a bit of a pain. But I'm just going to make a notch where roughly the middle is. In fact, I'm not going to make a notch, I'm going to just pencil it, so then I know where to go in with my sharp scissors. Okay, now the other thing is knowing where the edges are, because it also needs to be 10 by 15 centimetres. So let's just check roughly how far away from the edges that puts me. 15 there, 15 there. On my last video that I did, a lot of people were commenting saying if I use a presser foot on my sewing machine, I'll get better straight lines. I know, but I don't have a presser foot for this machine. And to be honest, I just get in the habit of just having the machine ready to go, and I just set it up. I don't set it up rather, so I just laziness. But also, yeah, I don't have a presser foot for this machine. I could get one, but majority of the time I'm doing free motion and it's only odd finishing bits like this. So I'd rather just embrace the quirk of having a slightly wonky line. I think it sort of complements the work anyway, like that is the tone. So, right, let's go. It's another good thing about this kind of wadding actually, is that I can put it under the machine. I don't have to worry about it getting shredded to bits like you know, like a stuffing wadding would. I can just put it face down on the machine and it'll be totally fine. Okay, so we trim them away to reveal our gap. We will cut down all these edges massively and cut the corners off, because that gives you a nice little edge when you turn it round. I won't cut this edge too short because I need it to be long enough to fold in on itself. These scissors are so blunt. This is what happens when you don't use scissors exclusively for fabric. Right. So I want to cut that out, don't I? Now I just have to separate this without cutting the fabric first. Right. Now we just sort of feel our way around. That's quite close to the edge. So I can see the bottom of it there. So I just want to go just outside the bottom. So with this layer, I'm cutting away slightly more than what I need, just so it definitely doesn't show. So that's pretty much flush. I'm just going to go, the bottom's quite, that's good. I'm just going to make sure these edges of wadding won't appear when I cut the actual fabric out. Should be good. Right, should we turn it the right way? How about that? So that's looking pretty good. So obviously now that has like creased it to hell, so it needs a good iron. But the wadding's inside. It's got a nice thickness to it, not too thick, just a little bit of substance, because if that was just 2 layers of fabric, it would not be able to, you know, sort of hold itself. It would be flapping all over. So yeah, I'm going to press it now. I'll press those edges in, and then I'll go around and top stitch the edge, and then hopefully, because this edge looks a bit sort of bare now, I could have done to shift the bottom up slightly, but the line of top stitching should sort of take that negative space away. Then we will cut that out, and then I'll just have to do a line of stitching along the edge of the tunnel to sort of stick it together. with that. It's nice and neat on the back. I did overlap my label slightly, but that's fine, it's just the back. The front looks wonderful. I'm actually really impressed. I'm going to experiment more with that kind of thing, I think. And I love the way that when you move it, it sort of acts like a little viewfinder. Yeah, I think there's potential in that idea. But yeah, really impressed with that. Let's just see how it measures up. That is like exactly 15 centimetres. And it's slightly over 10 at just under 10 and a half. I'm sure they'll let me get away with that. Oh, how cute. I think I might have to make more little postcard sized bits. And I like that it's crammed with loads of detail as well. So all I'm going to do now is photograph it and upload it. And to be honest, if it doesn't get selected for this exhibition, I'm not going to be super mad. But hopefully it does. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will come and comment on this video if or not I've got in, and if I haven't got in, then there'll be a link for you to pick this up for yourself in my shop. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed another little making video with me. I have plans for way more, so please, if you don't already, subscribe, stick around. I would love it. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.